fellow countrymen, my beloved people of Meza, Abene, Jolane, Manu, Awio, Ichina, Momo, Asaye, Kupe Mwaneguba, Lentenye, Ndian, Basese, Babugwai, Fako, Elelagwamu, Bui, Asakai, Ngoketuja, Libialem, Boyo, Menchum, Ndonga Mantung Meme, and to you all the wonderful people of Ambazonia at home and abroad, today I bring you love from the castle of my heart, energy from the comfort of the bosom of the great God of Ambazonia, the God of justice. With pride, I can affirm that our spirit is strong, our resolve is unshakable, and the fervency of our resistance is applaudable. Never ever accept anyone, any day, to tell you anything else. In just a few months, we have traveled this far, cracking hard bricks, surpassing tall mountains, demystifying the complicated faculty of understanding our true story, and step by step, we have made Ambazonia a rising star. Oh yes, we may not be where we would have loved to be right now, but we are certain this is not where we used to be. Hence, it is our duty to stir our hope, fan to fire our enthusiasm, and boost our energy by systematically measuring our progress. What we believe in makes the difference to the actions that we take to free Ambazonia. If we can believe to the core of our being, the depth of our hearts, that we will win this fight to protect our nation, our women and our children, then we will take actions to make that belief to become a reality. It will be dangerous to believe otherwise. If you believe that all is lost, that your actions will not make a difference, that your voice is sunk in fear, then you have just decided to lose the fight. No, no, no. Failure is not an option. We have not failed. We cannot fail, and we will not fail. When we say this is the people's revolution, it is not a lip service. We need each other to free Ambazonia. We need each other to rebuild our nation. We need each other to mourn our fallen heroes. We need each other to support our restoration forces. We need each other to defend our women and our children. We need each one of us to celebrate our victory. You are the VIAs, very important Ambazonians. We have tackled each battle with a different momentum. Sometimes we had low scores, but most of the times we were at the top of our game. Every battle we encountered came with its own lessons. Regardless of how challenging they seem to have been, we came out stronger, wiser, and better. It is therefore imperative for us to unsubscribe from every negative energy, blame games, unhealthy debates, blackmail, sabotage, and subscribe to the positive lessons we learned so far. We have to maximize our strength and as a people stand with one voice and roar with the sound of victory. Almost 6 decades of gross evil, 6 decades of colonial subjugation of our land and our dignity defiled. The oppressor now calls us by our name. We have succeeded in uncovering the truth about who we are, inspired the youth, and gained fruits. We are officially observing our first commemoration of our restored independence, as was courageously declared by His Excellency Sisiko and Octiber Julius this day, this time last year. This is a sacred day of our history, as we all go out in our various communities in our awesome national colors, expressing in convenient ways the rich story and the rich diversity of our culture, and tell the uniqueness of our originality, even as we all bear in mind that this is a major opportunity to demonstrate patriotism, nurture brotherliness amongst ourselves, and sponsor the internationalization machinery of our cause. My dear countrymen, before being your acting president, I have been an active servant of this revolution. I have been a fervent student of the rapid evolution of this revolution. This liberation war for our nation, as Grandpa Paul Biya rightly calls it, for many of us is a vocation. We have been through different phases. Thousands of people have sacrificed their lives, and youth spending an important part of their lives behind bars. Today, I would love you all to join me as I pay respect and homage to those who have laid down their lives because of our cause to actualize our independence. I also pay my respect to thousands of citizens of our nation running into the war, into the far equatorial forests for their lives. The refugees in Nigeria, Ghana, and other nations of the world. I salute the sacrifices and commitment of 2 million refugees and asylees settled in other nations now, officially banned from entering French Cameroon. This occasion of our independence commemoration should be a time when we take a solemn pledge of devoting our might to push forward the train, work for the welfare of our oppressed people, and to enable sustenance for our brave resistance on ground zero, putting all our lives on the line for our freedom. People of Ambazonia, this is a period to refine and rebuild our national character, our diversity and extreme wealth of excellence acquired from all different nations in the world, in different domains, should inspire us to be better leaders and nation builders, to dedicate ourselves to the nation and our every activity linked to our collective interests. We must be willing to pause and redress any move that does not inspire our cause or give a clear approach to lead us to victory. This is the mindset we must encourage. We want to gain our freedom and to build our nation on the honesty and genuineness of our untainted cultural beliefs. We want a nation built by our dedicated men and women and not by politicians. If we as a people have arrived here today, it is because of the collective efforts of our teachers and lawyers, our youth and our brave fighters. These great people and this great generation deserves our deepest respect. Brothers and sisters, today, if we have attained such heights, it is because of the laudable inputs of every one of you. I wish to express my sincere feelings of respect and gratitude to every single Ambazonian. We must appreciate every patriotic gesture if we want to build a great nation and categorically stand against the politics of egotism. Our victory will be made easier by collectivism and not cynicism. We wholeheartedly look forward to building a nation on the foundation of our ancient cultural heritage, where Black imagination can have a safe field, a nation which Africans can reference and look up to for the preservation of our rich values of enterprise, love, and tolerance. We do not want to build an economy that is a copycat of another, but hopefully a refined semblance of our wealth of discoveries to institute a reference society and an emerging free enterprise economy capable of confronting global competition. We want to build a society, a socio-politically and economically sustainable Amber that doesn't transfer or guarantee misery to her generations to come. A nation that encourages equal opportunity for every Amberlander. This is our Ambazonian dream. Fellow Ambazonians, the actualization of the restoration of our independence and the rapid construction and reconstruction of the reference nation we seek and dream of for Africa is our great task ahead. We will need every single individual to contribute in building this nation. We have gone through so much pain, so much humiliation, so much misery to permit any stumbling block on our way. Blacklegs and spoilers should take special note. This is our nation. We have the duty to take it back now and build it. We cannot ignore where we are coming from, what we are currently experiencing, and how logical we intend to prosecute this cause with sanity. We are the true members of the Gentleman Club. No one should be an obstacle to our cause. As individuals or as groups, we should be humble enough to question the impression we make when our people read through the lines of the history we are writing at this time. What do you want to be remembered for? That notwithstanding, this interim government has always believed in collaboration and will continue in the hope for true fraternity with all genuine stakeholders of our revolution. Henceforth, collaboration will be that of the willing. This interim government is open to consider collaboration with any individual or group that will unconditionally recognize the interim government as the people's government, as the head of this revolution, and support our restoration vision and agenda. Do not worry about the few social media spoilers instigating nuisance within our revolution. But the righteous many must stand up really strong to affirm our determination to cross the finish line, dead, wounded, or alive. We must not give in to cowardice and intimidation. I want to seize this opportunity to congratulate my friend and brother, Comrade Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga, for his overwhelming display of patriotism in his quest to let the revolution succeed. Some don't care if this revolution fails to succeed, but they are determined to succeed through our revolution. We will not tolerate the failed ideology of the past, where governments have been created and destroyed because of the absence of mutual respect, the emptiness of purpose, and the blindness of vision. From this day onward, we will not waste our resources and time in pampering anti-revolutionaries or insider enemies of our God-ordained revolution. No, not now. Not at a time when our nation bleeds. Not at a time when our nation cries. The agony is ravaging, and tears of blood flow so fast like a Mongo River. In spite of these dark days, I still feel blessed by the sparkles of light emitted from our brave forces on Ground Zero, courageously charting the course, paving the way, and inscripting our story in the hard books of history with their own very blood. Every day, I watch the blood spilled and tears of our people flow. My soul is heavy, but again, my spirit is strong. We have watched our mothers digging graves to bury their sons, our wives carrying coffins of their own husbands, our fathers watching in humiliation, their daughters raped and treated with no dignity. It is based on these sad realities that we are strategically positioning ourselves for the recovery of the sovereignty of our homeland. Going forward, we will embrace any effort that promotes the secure escalation of our ground game, the aggressive diplomacy we need, sustainable public and international relations. In our ground game apparatus, we will move from the level of maintenance of the struggle to actually pushing the unprofessional colonial forces east of the Mongo. The honest truth is that we have only been doing maintenance of our resistance so far, which has constituted a deterrent that in many cases has saved us from the loss of some of our people and properties to a large extent. The bits of our investment so far have been to enable our people to survive in resisting the enemy and while planning and strategizing for a better way forward. I want to say here and now that I am more than committed to ensuring that we make this a reality in the shortest time possible. Even though we have recorded some painful losses, here is where we have recorded our first victory. We have outrightly denied the enemy, La République du Cameroon, the colonizer, any route to victory through war. Mr. Biya and his cohorts thought that after their obvious intimidation, declaring war on our people on the 30th of November last year, we were going to wingle out like the generations past. No, no more. This time around, we, the do-all generation, have stood our grounds, and for the first time in our history, we have spoken boldly, clearly, and loudly that we, the people of Southern Cameroons, are ready to go. I wish to reiterate that our independence has been restored, and we shall defend it with all our hearts, and with all our might, and with all our strength. Be it known that every Ambazonian of any political extraction must pay a compulsory peace levy of at least $1 a day. Those individuals and families who refuse to participate in this effort to secure our borders shall be shamed, rejected, or even penalized by their local government authorities. The next phase will be to get the occupiers to submission. We have to bring them down to their knees, to surrender. Do not be deceived by the consistent deployment of French Cameroon terrorist troops in our land. Those are mere gestures of a dying horse. French Cameroon has never recorded such resistance in their history. Believe you me, one of these days we will bundle them out and completely destroy the few traces of their roots in our land. Yes. And that will be sooner than later. On the vital aspect of aggressive and targeted diplomacy, fellow Ambazonians, fellow Southern Cameroonians, 1 year after the declaration of our independence restoration, the progress we have made is eminent. The victory is real. We have hit real strides and made great friends as we labor day and night, lobbying for genuine partners. The firm negotiations ongoing like never before. I am more than confident in the future of our nation. At this juncture, I would love to make this announcement. Our nation, the Southern Cameroons, has been officially invited by the Fourth Committee of the United Nations concerned with decolonization. We will be presenting our case in New York before this committee in a few days' time. In the weeks ahead, we are hoping to start real interactions right in the nucleus of friendly nations. Right now, we have already concluded arrangements with Kurdistan for an international soccer-friendly match between our two nations. I therefore urge all our youths involved with professional football to get ready and contact the Office of Public Relations at the Presidency. We are already setting up a structure in this regard. We expect all our talents like Eno Ayon, Clinton J, Fai, and Ebai Tato, and a host of others to step forward and consider working with my office to ensure this initiative comes to fruition. The date of this very important soccer game will be announced very soon. We are looking forward to inviting FIFA officials to be a part of this friendly encounter. I wish therefore to seize this opportunity to advise the Confederation of African Football. We want you to cancel any football competition in our national territory without the consent and approval of our interim government. We are an oppressed people, merely struggling to defend ourselves from Mr. Biya's monstrosity, and we cannot advise the precious organizers of this major African tournament, the proposed CAF AFCON 2019 soccer tournament, to ignore a risk of such magnitude. We urge CAF to consider or reconsider by withdrawing any decision they made earlier. Cameroon is at war, and this is no child's play. People of Ambazonia, as we proudly and cautiously walk into this new phase of our revolution, it is incumbent upon us to minimize petty things and project ourselves for the great future close to us. Your interim government, in her wish to galvanize strength from within, will seek to unite all the forces that are working tirelessly on the side of our people. We will patronize the resistance that so far has a sterling and impeccable record, and we are confident that securing my county, local government by local government, will appropriately ensure this. As far as financial arrangement or management is concerned, we are going to transform the treasury of the interim government. It will henceforth serve as the people's treasury, a finance ministry for all those who recognize our mandate as the leaders of the Ambazonian people. We will sponsor their projects, even if they are not interim government projects, as long as they aim at taking us to Ambazonia. With this desire, we will create a register of people who will be accredited by the government. We seek to partner largely with civil society, for that is the best way to build peace and strength within a healthy and economically vibrant society, a strong Ambazonia we are looking forward to. Finally, we want our youth and our women to pick up the challenge and to demonstrate real leadership, a leadership of pure service to our people and not power mongering. History will not forget all our living heroes for their remarkable bravery that they have shown and demonstrated during their years as leaders. History will never forget Comrade Tassa, Mancho Bibixi, Fontem Niba, and a dozen of others for rejecting the bribes from the table of the colonizer. My question to you today, as a youth, what will history write home about your offers? Seize this day off to examine your contributions and challenge yourselves to be on the honorable side of history, like those who are in the trenches. Join the patriotic fight, and with every energy left inside you, we will back you up, we will promote you, and we will finance your independent initiatives within the law. My people, there's hope. In the midst of the darkest cloud, our lights have the tendency to shine brighter. Thank you for being true warriors of Ambazonia. Long live Ambaland. Short live the war. God bless you. And may God bless the Federal Republic of Ambazonia.